Blood is supposed to be thicker than water. That's what we've been told our entire lives. That family comes first, that brothers stand together through everything. But Jimmy Uso just spit on that principle and destroyed the most sacred bond in wrestling, twin brotherhood, all so he could watch his own flesh and blood suffer at main event. And the worst part? CM Punk is now World Heavyweight Champion because Jimmy Uso decided jealousy was more important than loyalty. If this doesn't make you rage, if this doesn't make you question everything about the Bloodline's legacy, then you need to watch this video again. Because what happened wasn't just a betrayal, it was premeditated murder of a family dynasty. And by the time I'm done breaking down every sick, twisted moment, you're going to be just as furious as I am. Main event was supposed to be Uso's night. The night he finally stepped out of Roman Reigns' shadow, out of the Bloodline's legacy, and carved his own path to championship glory. When G's music hit and he walked to that ring as the #1 contender for CM Punk's World Heavyweight Championship, the energy in the arena was electric. Fans were on their feet. Signs everywhere reading YEET for champion and Uso deserves this. This was his moment. The match started with mutual respect, two warriors acknowledging each other's skills before going to war. CM Punk extended his hand for a handshake, and G accepted it. The crowd roared in approval. But then the bell rang and all respect vanished. Punk immediately went for G's leg, trying to ground the highflyer early. Classic CM Punk strategy, take away your opponent's biggest weapons. But G wasn't having it. He countered with lightning-fast strikes, super kicks that echoed throughout the arena, suicide dives that had Punk crashing into the barricade. For the first 15 minutes, Uso was dominating the best in the world. Commentary was losing their minds. Is this really happening? Is Uso about to become World Heavyweight Champion? Punk fought back with experience and cunning. A thumb to the eye when the referee wasn't looking. A low blow disguised as a missed knee strike. Punk was pulling out every dirty trick in his playbook because he knew G was the hungrier competitor. Punk hit the GTS at the 20-minute mark and the crowd gasped. 1, 2, THRJEY kicked out. The place exploded. Punk couldn't believe it. That's when things got interesting. Jimmy Uso's music hit. The twin brother walking down the ramp with an unreadable expression. The commentary team immediately questioned his intentions. Why is Jimmy out here? Is he supporting G? Is this Bloodline business? But something felt off. The way Jimmy walked, the way his eyes were locked on that ring, veteran wrestling fans knew something bad was brewing. Jimmy stood at ringside, arms crossed, just watching. Not cheering, not encouraging, just observing. Inside the ring, the match continued to be an absolute masterpiece. G hit Punk with a pop-up neckbreaker that had the champion reeling. G was feeling it. He could taste that championship. He climbed to the top rope, the crowd roaring his name. Drop a comment right now, did you think Jimmy was there to help or hurt G? Because what happens next will shock you. G launched himself for the Uso splash, his legendary finishing move that's put away countless opponents. But right as G was in mid-air, Jimmy jumped on the apron. Not to celebrate, not to support, but to distract the referee. The official immediately turned his attention to Jimmy, ordering him down. And in that critical moment, CM Punk moved. G's body crashed onto empty canvas. The impact was brutal. G was holding his ribs, writhing in pain. The crowd was confused. Was that an accident? Did Jimmy not see G about to jump? But the look on Jimmy's face told a different story. There was no shock, no apology, no concern, just cold calculation. CM Punk, the opportunist he is, grabbed G and delivered another go to sleep. This time, when Punk covered, the referee counted. 1, 2, 3, but wait. At 2.9, G's shoulder was up. The referee waved it off. Match continues. The crowd was going insane. Punk was arguing with the referee. Jimmy was still on the apron causing chaos. And G? G was fighting on pure instinct and heart. He stumbled to his feet, saw Punk arguing, and super kicked him right in the jaw. Punk went down hard. This was G's redemption moment. He looked at the crowd, they were all behind him. He climbed the turnbuckle again. This time, he was going to hit the Uso splash. This time, nothing would stop him from becoming World Heavyweight Champion. He stood on that top rope, arms spread wide, ready to make history. That's when Jimmy struck with pure evil. He reached up and grabbed G's ankle. Not a light tap, not an accident, a vicious, deliberate yank that made G lose his balance and crash groin first onto the top turnbuckle. The entire arena gasped in horror. G's face contorted in agony. And Jimmy? Jimmy just stared up at his brother with dead eyes. The referee was too distracted dealing with the chaos to see what Jimmy did. CM Punk, seeing G vulnerable on the top rope, climbed up to meet him. What happened next was devastating. Punk hooked G for a superplex and they both crashed to the canvas from the top rope. The ring shook. Both men were down. The referee started counting. At the count of 7, Punk started moving. He crawled toward G's broken body. But instead of pinning him, Punk locked in the Anaconda Vice, that vicious submission hold that's made countless superstars tap out. G was trapped. His body already broken from the superplex, from Jimmy's interference, from 30 minutes of absolute war. G reached for the ropes but they were miles away. He tried to power out but Punk had it locked in tight. The crowd was begging G not to give up. Please Jey, don't tap. Don't quit, but the pain was too much. And when G looked toward ringside and saw Jimmy just standing there, watching him suffer with no emotion, something inside G broke. With tears streaming down his face, tears of pain, of betrayal, of shattered dreams, GUSO tapped out. The bell rang. The announcement came. Here is your winner and new World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. The crowd was stunned into silence. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. G was robbed. Here's your second question, comment below, does CM Punk deserve to be called World Heavyweight Champion after winning this way? Because I have thoughts. Punk celebrated with his newly won championship, but even he looked uncomfortable. He kept glancing at Jimmy USO like, what did you just do? But Jimmy's focus wasn't on Punk, it was on Jey. After Punk exited with his title, after the celebration died down, Jimmy slowly entered the ring. G was still on the mat, physically and emotionally destroyed. He looked up at his twin brother, his eyes asking why. Jimmy stood over him for what felt like an eternity. And then, without warning, without mercy, Jimmy delivered a super kick that nearly took G's head off. The crowd erupted in boos. This was sick. This was wrong. But Jimmy wasn't done. He pulled G up and hit another super kick. And another. And another. For consecutive super kicks to his own twin brother. Each one more vicious than the last. G's body was limp, collapsing with each devastating blow. Security and officials flooded the ring, pulling Jimmy away. As security dragged Jimmy up the ramp, he fought to grab a microphone. He wrestled it free and his words cut through the arena like a knife. I'll destroy you, Jimmy. Wait, he said his own name. The psychological breakdown was real. I mean Jey. I'll destroy you, Jey. You think you're special. You think you're better than me. I'm tired of being the forgotten USO. I'm tired of watching you get all the opportunities while I'm stuck in the shadows. The crowd was horrified. Jimmy continued his venomous rant. Every website talks about JEYUSO's evolution, JEYUSO's main event potential. What about me? What about Jimmy? We're twins. We came into this business together. But you get the spotlight while I get nothing. Well, congratulations, G. You wanted to be a single star? You got it. Because from this moment forward, you have no brother. You have no family. You have no one. Jimmy's voice was shaking with rage. I watched you align with Cody Rhodes. I watched you get match after match on pay-per-view. I watched you become everyone's favorite while I was forgotten. And you know what the worst part is? You never once asked if I was okay. You never once included me in your success. You left me behind. The words hung in the air like poison. Jimmy threw down the microphone and had to be physically restrained by 6 security guards. He was fighting to get back to the ring, to inflict more damage on G. Meanwhile, medical personnel were attending to G, who was sobbing in that ring, not from physical pain, but from the betrayal of the person he trusted most in the world.